So, game one, BONKZ versus KSM. Reminder, bans were Ragnar and Nevsky. And I'm already seeing a lot different than I saw in EU this morning. Shima, Harugumo, Z52 Yu Yang, Venezia, Napoli, Moskva, Ohio, and St. Vincent. Colbert, Gearing, Yu Yang, Minnow, which I love to see, Marseille, Petro, Marseille, Montana, and Kremlin for the side of KSM. Now, as we look at this, this is a Radar Minnow. I have fond memories of watching Radar Minnows do absolutely ridiculous things on this map. We'll see if Malakin can do that this game. But some initial thoughts. I love seeing Z52s because Z52s have that nice long-range hydro. So Killstar is going to be able to look and push in on the map and use that hydro to protect B or C or wherever he ends up. The Marseilles are something I've not seen at all on EU, which has always been interesting. So we got the Marseilles heading down to A. This is going to be the push at A. If they get stalled at A, this is going to be really bad for them. But we'll see if they get stalled or not. All depends. So we'll keep an eye out, watch this, see what happens here. Z52 and Harugumo heading into B. Game plan here is absolutely that Z52 is going to hydro, Harugumo smokes, and they kill off whatever shows up in the cap. Minnow might have something to say about that, so we're going to have to keep an eye out and see what happens, because that Minnow is going to make or break this B cap at the start here, I do believe. We'll keep an eye, see what happens, and go from there, ladies and gentlemen. So, as we continue to go on here and we look, Gearing smoking that Minnow up. Now, I'm interested that the Minnow's going up here. I've seen a lot of times the Minnow go down here, but bring the Minnow up here. He's going to be juicy and just have fun. They're sending out the Torps in case something tries to head onto that island. Nothing heading there yet, but you can see as we zoom in where those Torps are going to end up. Actually, are they going to end up? No, they're going to end up over here. So we're going to watch this Z52. Now, as we go in, the Gearing of Sate is looking to take the cap. Kleber's already taken A, so BONKZ is, or KSM, pardon me, is on the early advantage down there with the cap from Torino. Optical and Admiral Tester pushing down. Tester already seen by the Trino, so we'll keep an eye on that. Here come the Torp spam. Minnow has the Hydro going. Sate dodges the Torps, and now he's going to push in and start the cap. Be ready for the Z52 Hydro at some point coming out. I'm interested to see how it works. Yu Yang and Montana pushing up to C. And it looks like Obi-Wan Kenobi's going to get the early cap. Now, we got Radar out. Radar is not going to catch the DDs in B. It will catch just the edge of the Kleber, but the Kleber is going to get out. Takes 1 damage salvo. But keep an eye on this. This is an aggressive Napoli and St. Vincent pushing up the corner. I do like the spread of Torps here through the gaps. Doesn't look like it'll catch anything, but we'll keep an eye. And Harugumo spotted briefly. Radar still not used, so this is just the Minnow blind firing. Shame that he doesn't get any damage, but Marissa is very pleased to be able to get out of there safely with no harm. Now, B capped, Killstar spotted, Radar out. Killstar gonna have to be very careful here. He's gonna move, but the Minnow's moving up with the smoke, and so the shots are coming in. Only a little bit of damage. Switch over to the Harugumo. They see the Harugumo, say he's the bigger threat. Shots in on the Harugumo. All the ricochets right now. He's gonna dodge the Torp, but he's still well within that radar range. Little bit of damage right there at the end. And so 2 caps to 1 for the side of KSM. BONKZ does have C, and they've gotten some decent damage there on Sporkhead and his Montana at the end. So, as we look in and we go from there, we see Admiral Tester in the Moskva shooting down at the Marseilles. Hasn't hit them. They do know the Marseilles are down there. Look at how aggressive this Kleber of Torino's been. Very aggressive to be up there and get all the spotting. He has taken over all of that map, which is giving the Marseilles the ability to just run down the edge of the map and get into a hard position to counter. Marseille is going to hit 1 torp onto the St. Vincent of Kermit. Kermit has 4 heals left. Kleber spotted by the Shima. Shima is now going to open up, and Torino is running away. Torino's got to run away faster. He's going to go down. He's running away. He's not opening up, so he's going for the full disengage. Decent hits onto the Shima of Optical. He's down to 19,000. Kleber's down to 20,000, but he's running. And it looks like we're going to see 1 more torp in on the Kermit. Kermit down to 30,000, and he can't heal any more than that. That feels rough for a St. Vincent 6 minutes into the match, ladies and gentlemen. Big chunk again. And Torino takes another shot as well, down to 11,000 and change. Torino still not out of spotting. Finally, just now, broke out of spotting. Now, Yu Yang of Ease Nuts, which is a great name, spotted by the Yu Yang radar. Yu Yang is not opening up yet. Interesting that Ease is running smoke and not radar. So, Ease not being spotted, he's going to smoke up and he's going to go from there. And we'll see what he can do. Now, as we look in here at Ohio of Island Sheep, shots out from Sporkhead, they're going to be just short, no damage. It's about a 130,000 health lead to the side of KSM, and that's mainly because of the St. Vincent damage, but also the Z52 and Harugumo contributing a bit to that. But more importantly for them, it's a 200-point lead that's just sitting there steady. Now, we look at these Marseilles down here. So the Kleber took a little bit more damage. Marseilles are down here at the edge. They've got a strong area of control on the side of A. Remember, 3 heals left for Kermit, but they don't really do anything when you can't heal above what you are. And we got the radar out, and now the Z52 forced in on that island. He'll be spotted, can't do anything. Bit of shells out onto the Harugumo. He's down to 14,000. Let's go big picture for a second and look at this. So as we look at this, you got the Marseilles, they're cutting back now. They're saying, we've got a big health lead, we've got a big points lead, we don't need to be super aggressive. And the Minnow and the Moskva are going at it actually in mid. Admiral Tester taking a lot of damage there as he backs up. And Minnow is still sitting full health. Malikin just having the time of his life, apparently. So as we go in here and we continue to look, looking at C, C is no longer being contested, which means that points lead is still growing, but it's a little bit slower, but it's almost up to 300. The challenge now is you need to get B, and with the Gearing and Minnow having backed out, you have a chance here to get B. And interestingly enough, because I was wondering about this, it is not a legendary mod Harugumo, which is a little bit surprising to me. We've seen far more legendary mod Harugumos than we've seen non. So, health differential, still about 100,000, but with B being contested, that points lead isn't growing, but KSM is now crested 700. Gearing of Sate pushing back in. Minnow is spotted right now. He has time until his next radar. Harugumo not spotted. The Ohio of Island Sheep, though, becomes the next big target for the Minnow. Minnow gets into the smoke going dark, trying to spam down, not having any luck. Some shots out on Obi-Wan Cannoli, not going to hit. And BONKZ Z needs to start looking for a way back in. Because right now, they don't have a way in. They need to execute one. B isn't being taken yet. This push-up with Island Sheep should help with it because the Minnow of Malakin has to back up. Though he's getting a lot of good damage on Island Sheep in return for it. But at this point, even if you cap B, you need to get into A. So your Shima of Optical is going to have to be the push into A, or you're going to need to get several kills in quick succession, pardon me. And spotting back onto Killstar. Oh! And they get the Kleber of Torino. He gets spotted in the Ohio of Island Sheep, smashes him, and that's the kind of shot you needed, ladies and gentlemen. That shot, absolutely critical. First blood over to BONKZ, and that is what they were looking for as a window back in. But now they got to make sure Killstar doesn't get killed. Killstar down to 5,200, trying to stay dark. 4,200. He's dancing back and forth. The shells are still coming in. He's at 4,200. Can he get out of this alive? 11 seconds left on the seconds left on the radar. Couple more salvos in. 3,000. Looks like this will be the last salvo. He moves forward. He's dodged beautifully to still be on 3,000 health. Right there. And so it's a 200-point lead and growing for the side of KSM. But you're going to see this push now. Shimakaze into A, preventing that and slowing it down. Z52 about to move back into B, slow it down. We're seeing this re-engage starting to happen in a couple different spots as BONKZ says this is the time to pull the trigger. Also, Yu Yang of E's down to 1,600 health, so that means the Venezia and Obi-Wan Cannoli are going to be able to shove down that corner. Advantage still to KSM right now. They've crested 800. That Z52 isn't comfortable trying to back in. He is backing in now, so that'll slow down, but he's been waiting, and now he's spotted, and now he's got to immediately back up. Here come the shots from the Minnow and the gearing any second. He's going to back up out, but he is in that radar for another 7 seconds, so I expect to see a couple salvos out right here. They want that Z52 bad, and he's low. 1,600, ladies and gentlemen. He's been forced out. He's low. Shots are going in. Are they going to hit any more onto him? 700. And he is so close to dead. Minnow, though. Minnow down to 12,000. Make that 11,000. He's healing. His radar, though, is just barely spotting the Z52. And, man, is this going to be going to the well one too many times? Killstar goes back into there. I don't know he comes out of there alive. Looks like they're going to send the Harugamo in instead as a bait. Try to get it via that. Minnow still moving. Minnow moving forward. Has not chosen to radar yet. We'll see if he chooses too soon. And we see the engage now onto Optical. Optical took a lot of damage under that Petro radar. There's the radar. They spot Killstar. Killstar spotted very briefly. He's going to move out of that. Will they get this shot on him in time? Shots are out. One chance at it. They get a ricochet. Oh, the spam comes in. 400 health. Can they get this next set? No, they can't. Killstar living on such a narrow victory with that health, Now, Minnow is in a bit of trouble now. Malakin's been brought down to 5,000. He has no more radar after this one, and they're going to be looking to finish him off, and they get him! Kermit with the shots from the St. Vincent from downtown. That Minnow's gone. 2 ships to none, and the lead is now down to 100 points as BONKZ looks to try to claim Game 1. Oh, but the Moscow Admiral Tester's also very low. Oh, and they get him. Petro gets him. Viper gets him. Takes that kill advantage back. And now KSM is up to 874. Kremlin of Steppe Citadel. Little bit of a problem. He's got a Napoli on his corner and a Shimakaze dropping torps in front of him. He sees the Napoli. Napoli spotted briefly. He's going to take one. He DCPs. 38 seconds until he can heal. Petro looking for the Napoli, but Napoli is so tanky. Kremlin looking to try to finish off the St. Vincent. St. Vincent down to 14,000 health, and he has 2 heals left, but he can barely heal up. And Optic spotted. Everybody's trying to get Steppe Citadel. Will these torps from the Shima hit him? Oh, and these torps, Optic lands the torps, and that's going to be the second kill for the side of BONKZ. They get the Kremlin. They've brought the health lead down to just 30,000, and the points lead is rapidly closing as they hold 2 caps and claim the third. KSM is now on the back foot. They've got to find the way back in. Marseille is going to be pushed up in towards B. They're looking at the Napoli as well. Napoli and Petra are going to fight each other for a while, but right now, KSM needs to stop the bleeding if they want to have a chance to win this game, because that lead is dropping fast. And look at all these torps. Hungary about to get torped by the Rugumo. This is such a good cross torp. Oh, and he gets absolutely deleted by that cross torp. And then the Marseille does get the Z52 finally, but Hungary gets him as he goes out, but he still dies. And ladies and gentlemen, points lead is just over 30 right now. This is anybody's game right now. John the Pickle. He's going to take a torp. He doesn't have a DCP. His heal goes for another 17 seconds, but it's not going to matter. He's going to go out here, ladies and gentlemen. Pops the reload booster, but here's the shells in. He goes down to the Napoli, and the side of BONKZ is now up by 3 kills and up by 100 points. What a turnaround from them. They waited, and then they pulled that trigger. And the Napoli is down to 20,000. Montana and Petro looking for him, but that's not going to be enough. B is taken by the Gearing. Watch out, we're about to have a Gearing Yu Yang fight. Gearing spots the Yu Yang. This is going to be a critical fight. How much help does the Rugumo provide? How much damage does the Gearing do to the Yu Yang? Who wins this fight? Gearing up by about 2,000 right now. Gearing winning the fight for the moment, but he's got Venezia shells coming in. Those Venezia shells, oh, they're tied on health. Harugumo not hitting him yet. This is gonna be neck and neck, ladies and gentlemen. And the Petro does get the Napoli, but we gotta keep our eyes on this fight. Harugumo doing good damage. It's a narrow lead to the side of Obi-Wan Cannoli. Gearing misses his shots. Gearing down to 3,000. Venezia shells are gonna miss. Yu Yang down to 3,000. Here comes shots from downtown. Does the Montana hit him? The Montana does not hit him enough to kill him, and Obi-Wan Cannoli wins by 1,900 health. 900 points. Is crested for the side of BONKZ, and they are looking very close to taking this game right now. Obi-Wan Cannoli is spotted, though. Will they get another shot on him before he goes dark? Let's see if the Montana can find him. Shells are out. Do they hit, ladies and gentlemen? Looks like Obi-Wan Cannoli has managed to dodge them. And he's going to get away. And that's St. Vincent of Kermit is somehow still alive, which is absolutely insane. With how low he was early. Viper pushing forward. He knows that this game is almost over. They just need a desperation play, and he's trying to provide it. But Optic looks like he's got the torp lines again with that second set. Here comes Viper. He's not getting the hits he needs. Chunk from downtown. He dodges that torp narrowly. Hits the island with the shots. And it's 8 seconds, and it's not going to be close enough, ladies and gentlemen. BONKZ is going to take the win. They're going to take game 1, and they are going to be up 1-0. What a first game. That was absolutely nuts. But at the end of the day, BONKZ is going to be the winner.